Hey everyone, and welcome to my Metal Gear 5 The Phantom Pain Mission 1 Phantom Limbs. So this is the official starting of the walkthrough, as you're going to see me skipping a lot of things. Sometimes in the videos you're going to see me actually doing this, like riding towards the mission that I have to do, and sometimes I'm just gonna use a checkpoint, and I'll explain why. Sometimes I'm going to use checkpoints because the S ranks works in a way that it only S ranks the mission but not the arrival to the mission. So this part that I am arriving towards the mission, you're going to see that it saves before I am actually there. When it saves, it's the actual checkpoint, so from that point on you can actually just fail the mission, die or whatever, and just reload the checkpoint, and it's not going to count as a retry in the S rank. So that's very important. Now, in the next mission, in mission 2, I'm going to talk about the S rank. I'm going to explain what it entails, what you want to do to get the S rank and what you don't want to do, what you can use and what you can't use, because the next mission is just a semi-tutorial for using the mother base. See, there's the checkpoint, and I didn't know if I wanted to include that in this walkthrough, but since it's a main mission, I decided to include it and use it to explain the S rank thoroughly. So this is mission 1. We're going to rescue Miller. This is not a hard mission, but it's made harder by the fact that I am in New Game Plus. Now, why? There's a couple of things that I'm going to explain about the game. First, I already explained the nature of the simulation of the AI reacting to what you do and what you do not. Like using too much tranquilizer darts, using too much live fire ammo, using tanks and heavy attacks to just demolish a base instead of infiltrating it, infiltrating in the night except of alternated between night and day. All those things the games are going to react. So by that fact, the enemies that I'm going to get here and that you're going to see are a finalization of my gameplay, of my first playthrough. So all the enemies that are in this part in the game, that is supposedly one of the first missions, the first mission, are actually a lot harder. If they spot me, which I shouldn't get spotted because I'm going to S rank this, so I'll try not to get spotted. You can get spotted though and still get an S rank, but it's really hard to do. So I can die immediately because they carry shotguns that do tremendous amount of damage, and I'm not using the battle armor, which is a really armored version of that you can do in the mother base. But I'm not gonna use that. I'm not gonna use the sneaking suit, and I'm just gonna use normal clothes like this that simulates the terrain. So yeah, what I was saying, why is New Game Plus harder? Because all the enemies are already adapted to you. So if I infiltrated a lot of missions at night, then I get a lot of enemies with night vision. If I infiltrated, if I made a lot of ruckus in some missions, some missions ended up badly, so I have to shoot people, and that ended up by enemies using shields for bullets and armor, and all of these enemies that I'm usually going to encounter in the missions are not the normal enemies that you can hold up with your pistol. If you get close to an enemy and you point the pistol in his back, Big Boss is going to say something like freeze or something like that, and they're going to just drop the gun. But generally that's not going to happen to me anymore because I've done it a lot. So what I get instead of the freeze action is that they kinda deceive you that they're going to drop the weapon, but at the last moment they actually turn around and attack you with a knife. You can see them when they do that, but what you actually want to do is just grab them. Don't point them with the gun anymore. When they start doing that, they're just going to start doing that. They're not gonna drop the weapons anymore. So at that point, just want to grab them with R2 in the PS2 version of the game. And you're gonna see something interesting here. There is a guy in here. Sometimes there is a guy in here, sometimes there is not. So here is the exact example of what I was telling you. I have to grab him. See? And I'm going to choke him because I know that Miller is in here, so I don't need any information. And if you choke someone or you use a sleeping dart on them, it doesn't count as an alarm, guys. That's really important. I'm going to explain it better in the next video, but if you get out of the base before someone finds out about this, all that matters is that they don't see you. If they see someone sleeping like that, you will get the bonus anyway for the realizing of the mission. So you're going to see that they actually spot the stunned person there when I'm exiting the base or the village or whatever this place is. And we are going to be attacked by the first part of the first encounter, let's say, by the skulls. And I'm going to talk a lot about the skulls because I don't like them. I think that there was one of the worst enemies in the history of Metal Gears. There really are. Oh, and by the way, guys, I wanted to talk about the first video. If I sounded, first of all, I was pretty sick when I recorded that, so I might have said some things that sounded too negative, because if you listen to that video, it might come off as a little too much negative about this game, and that was not my intention at all. Though most of what I said is true, and I'm not going to deny it because that's the way I felt it. I think the game, in the gameplay department, in this, all the gameplay, is outstanding actually. It's really fun. It's a really fun game if you like stealth and third person cover stealth action, let's just say. Because I don't want to say shooter, because it's you don't really want to shoot in the missions because you're going to die, because this is a stealth game. But it's also a shooter, so let's just go to stealth action game. And it's really, there's so much to do. There's so much with the bodies. There's so much with items, with enemies. If you like the mother base, oh my god, so much fucking things with the mother base. I haven't infiltrated. I haven't used the FOB system still, but that's something that I have to do. And we still we didn't get Metal Gear Online, so we still have to Metal Gear Online. So definitely this game is not a bad game, if that is what it sounded in the previous video. Definitely not. It's a good game. I would say it's a good game, but for me it was a disappointment. I am a really I don't want to call myself a true fanatic of Metal Gear, but I play them all. That's what I wanted to say. I played them all. I like the majority of them. Not so much Peace Walker. Maybe my dislike of this game in terms of the mother base comes from it, but I still think that the story in this game and the bosses are the weakest in the series. And coming from a standpoint that the thing that I want the most out of a Metal Gear is the crazy story, the crazy cool story, and the awesome bosses. it's just a disappointment, guys. I have to call it a disappointment. Now, it's not a bad game. It's actually a really good game. I spent 50 hours playing it, so how can I say it's bad? If it were bad, I would have just fucking deleted it and just forget about it. But no, I'm going to do all the walkthrough, all the missions on S rank. So that's what I wanted to clarify. As you can see, I just used the horse because I have the other bodies, but at this point in the game you are not allowed to use them. So I just used the horse. The skulls always, except the snipers, the skulls snipers, all other skulls, these ones and the more armored ones, are going to walk towards you, even if they don't see you. Keep that in mind. Even if they don't see you, they're going to walk towards you. So what you can actually do there is what I just did. Just use that notion to get them under the bridge and cross the bridge as low as you can, and then you're clear to end the mission without them chasing you, because if you're not, they are going to chase you. And the chase is actually really fun, really crazy, but this is an S rank, so I'm not gonna show it, sorry guys. And we're about to end mission 1, and there are going to be a few surprises with the next missions, because I'm going to mix some of the old version of those missions, because when you finish the game you get to play, as I said before, like full stealth, subsistence version of those missions, and I'm going to use them. I'm going to use the more difficult missions as if there were the third. I think they are the third. Let's see, no, the fourth and the fifth mission is going to be the more difficult ones. So it just basically means that I have limitations, but the mission is the same, guys. It doesn't change. So here we are on the chopper. We extracted Miller, and I think we're gonna get the S rank, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see each other in mission 2, and I'll fully explain what you need to know about the S rank.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.